Hello YouTube fans, as you see I've got my little friend with me today, Lucy. Say hello to all my fans. Right, how can I put this? Stephen Spielberg. How can I forget his name? Steven Spielberg. But then again, might as well be Stephen King because it's definitely a frightener. How many people drive on the road, drive on the motorway and bump into a dickhead on the road? Your typical truck driver, your typical idiot who thinks they own the daff. A lot. So it's ideal for this classic 1971 thriller, DUEL. Got the film, reasonable price over there somewhere on DVD. And it's your typical working Joe. He died driving to work and he bumps into a truck driver. Now, how many times have you had one of them? Someone who thinks they own the fucking road. But this guy isn't just your typical guy who thinks he owns the road. This guy is obviously something not there. Shot in 71. I actually like DUEL because you don't know if it's a man or a woman or whoever, and it doesn't feel that, which is quite different and unique. Nowadays you get the giveaway, but in this you don't. Believe it or not, this is one of the very early films of Steven Spielberg, and it's a fucking good one because it's simple and it's basic, and for a movie that was made for TV you wouldn't have thought it. I suppose it's taken on theatrical release as days went on, even though it was made for TV, and it wasn't a bad film for an early Steven Spielberg. Funny thing is, if you watch Jaws, you could say Jaws was technically going to be a sequel to DUEL, especially at the end. We all remember the ending of Jaws. The shark gets blown up, the truck goes down. Same sound effects. But again, it's your guy driving to work, and again you meet a truck driver, like I just said. This truck driver keeps trying to ram him, push him, and basically knock him off the fucking road and newt him. Basically turn him into mush. The guy gets pissed off and tries to knock him off the road. At first he thinks, okay, he wants to get past, you know, the hand and all that. Tries to let him get a toss. But this truck driver, nope, he doesn't just want to get a toss, he wants to fucking newt you. The film becomes cat and mouse all the way through the film, and it's a who's done it. I do love the scene where he goes in a taffy, all saints, this guy, and he's looking around, looking at anyone who's a truck driver, thinking, who the fuck is it? Who is trying to ram me off the fucking road? Who is the dickhead? But it doesn't feel that, and I like that. I've been new to it because it makes it unique. I like the idea of who it is. There's a scene and he's in the bar, almost gets the shit kicked out of himself because he has a go at someone, and in the film you may think it is the guy, and it's not. It's just an everyday guy coming in for a sandwich and a beer. You know, bit of a dinner break before he goes back to his usual job. So obviously the poor fella almost gets his head kicked in. But it's understandable. You would become paranoid. I don't drive. If I want to go somewhere, if it's safe, I go on the bus or I get a taxi. But this trucker wants to wipe him. And it happens a lot. You know, you get your typical trucky driver who think they own the road, but this guy's obviously psycho. He drives the toss, and every time he meets the truck driver who's just trying to fucking kill him. All the way through the film. There's a scene where he's warning some kids, don't go, because there's a bus driver, and he's offering to help them. Don't let him do it, because obviously he knows he's a psycho. But the truck driver helps the kids, and again, you don't see the face. And I'd shoot it for that. I think it's clever and it's unique. So I kinda like DUEL. It goes with the name, DUEL to the death. The driver knows eventually he has no options. It's either dead or alive. It's either him or this driver. And again, you don't know if it's a man or woman, what his problem is with this driver, but this truck driver just wants to kill him. He even rams in a place where you've got animals, snakes, mice, a lot. You may have seen it in the trailer. and Dad's to run him over. He's in a phone booth making a phone call. Dad's to knock him off the phone booth. This person, this driver, man, woman, because you don't know who it is, he's just basically a fucking psychopath. He's a psycho. And the driver, that who his guy is, the everyday working Joe, thinks, you know what? It's either me or this person. He outsmarts him. He or she, because you don't know who it is, and knocks the truck off the side of the road to their death. Again, you hear the sound effects where the truck is going down. Think of Jaws, the scene where the shark gets blowing up. I think it sounds similar. It's because Steven Spielberg used the same fucking sound effects. And Jaws, you could say, was technically going to be a sequel to DUEL in Steven Spielberg's eyes. For his early movie role, I don't think it was that bad. DUEL was simple. I'd done Tam the work when he edited it into widescreen, saying it was on a 45mm film. And I like it. It was simple. Straight to the point. Didn't have sort of spots. Didn't have anything else. So for DUEL, I think it's okay. It's a simple film. Sometimes simple films are simple in my eyes. And because I like the film that much, I'll give it a fopping 10-star rating. For an early Steven Spielberg film, it's a damn good one. It's simple and it's straight to the point. For a filler, it's not a bad one. Check out DUEL from 1971. It's a good filler. It's that filling. Again, a 10-star rating. And my dog loves it. Do you want to do it any marks, Lucy? Do it any marks? Oh, it's 20 points. Other than that, my dog says have a good one. And I say have a good one. Other than that, have a good one. See you later.